Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. I don't know if you heard that, but I heard some skeletons burning up on the exterior. I hope that means they've all died. Hello? Anybody home? Guess not. Okay, so here we are, Farlands or Bust. Let's cover up the hidey hole. This was the spooky hidey hole that was kind of already pre-made for me. Well, no, it was just kind of the doorway was notched out there, and felt like giving you guys a little bit of a scare and putting in some scary music behind it, but it was nothing at all. I don't get that creative and plan those things ahead of time, so there is a creeper over there, however, speaking of creepy things. So we're going to avoid it and go this way. But yeah, we're back in Farlands or Bust, still at 22% of our Farlands or Bust fundraiser for Child's Play charity. That's a tongue twister. But we did have a little bit more contributions, so we're up to $6,635.79 going to Child's Play charity, which gets skeleton residue, which gets toys, books, and games to children's hospitals around the worlds. Multiple planets. They're multi-galactic. More skeleton residue. Yoink. And some zombie residue. Interesting. That's weird. I wonder why there were so many mobs. I need to get rid of these shears. Let's try to break them. Yoink. 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 And yoink. Dang it. Okay, so yeah. We're doing that. That's amazing. Thank you for everybody who keeps contributing. I also want to quickly thank a few more tip jar contributions from Donovan, Steve, Michael, Eric, and in particular, well, everybody. Not in particular, but I want to thank Van for his generous contribution, and he wanted to let you guys know that he has, and I actually checked it out. I normally don't do plugs and stuff like that, but this one I actually think you guys might like, because I like it. He sells these kind of geeky cartoon magnets, and there's a lot of Doctor Who references in there and stuff, so I'll put a link in the video description, but he has an Etsy shop at Van Donovan. Really cool kind of magnety stuff, so good for dorm room decorations and stuff like that, but yeah, thank you for that to help me get to and fro Florida, hopefully in a safe manner at the end of this week. God, at the end of this week, that's craziness. It's just one of those weird things. Traveling, I always make a bigger deal out of traveling before I actually go traveling. And then, the day of, it turns out to be not that big a deal. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. But yeah, looking forward to that, I guess. So yeah, that's, of course, for those of you who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, going down to Florida to watch a rocket launch for the NASA social, God, I still can't say that, NASA social event for the SpaceX launch. Hello, wolves. You're doing some sort of moonwalk there, aren't you? Oop, I just walked on Wolfie. Oh, they killed all the sheep. I was going to shear them. This is Wolf Island. Here's some sheep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And, also, because we're still raising money for Child's Play charity, and we were at 22%, and the 20% milestone thank you video is going to be Let's Feed Speedy, my pet box turtle that I've had since the 4th grade. I was going to actually record that today, and I mentioned in the last video that last Friday I picked up some mealworms so we could feed Speedy. They're all dead. I don't understand. I always have problems with mealworms, and I guess that's the issue with having to feed a pet living beings. They die way too quickly, and you can't feed the turtle dead worms. That wouldn't be healthy, and in particular, Speedy likes things that are moving, which is why I have a hard time feeding her anything other than worms, like vegetables or anything. She's a murderer. She enjoys the the carnivorous side of life. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I've always had problems with that. So now I got to go pick up some more worms. So I think the earliest I'm going to be able to record that is Tuesday. So hopefully look for that maybe Wednesday. I think if I say things out loud, like look for it this day, it gives me kind of a deadline for myself to follow. So yeah, look forward to that. And I guess it will be kind of a good test run of my video capabilities on my new phone. Just see how that works for the NASA tweet up, NASA social show. So yeah. That's going to happen. Yeah, I once actually, anecdote, because I was kind of frustrated with the fact that you buy these mealworms in the store, and I'm always like sitting there for 10 minutes going through all the little, packages of mealworms to make sure I get a package that isn't full of dead ones, because I've done that before where you just run in, grab a package, and then run home, and then find out they're all dead. So, and they're not cheap. They're not expensive, but, for, I think you get 50, is it? Or 40 in a case of little mealworms. And they're like $8 or whatever, so they're not cheap. So I once bought them online. Of course, you have to like buy them in bulk, so it was like a case of like 500 of these worms. That was a horrible experience because, once again, they arrived and half of them were dead. And for those of you who have reptiles, feed them worms, nothing is more foul and grotesque than the smell of 100 dead mealworms. Ugh, it's just like, I can imagine that's what a morgue would smell like if they turned off the refrigerators. It's just, the worst thing possible. So yeah, I don't do that anymore, purchasing them in bulk. So I just go to the store, and I'm the weird guy next to the live feed refrigerator going through all the, I've got all the buckets out looking for all of them and trying to find a case that isn't all dead. So then I bring them home and they die anyway. Indeed. First world problems, I guess. So yeah, there's that. That's to look forward to. And do I have a boat? I have a boat. And I've rendered and created the overhead map, the Farlands or Bust map between Spawn and the 292-202 monument. And I did it instead of Cartograph, I did it in Overviewer, which is kind of the three-dimensional, and then it puts it into a kind of a Google Maps interface where you can zoom in and out and pan, and it's really cool, and it looks really nice, and you can zoom really close, and you can see all the different landmarks up close, and it's really cool. The only problem there is that the files are huge. The folder that I rendered this to... Oh god. No. Get out of the... Thank you for that, by the way. The folder that I rendered that to is 22 gigabytes. Woof. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. 22 gigabytes. So I don't know if or how my web server is going to handle that, or if it's even going to be usable for you guys if you're visiting. I have to try to figure out a way to like compress or reduce the file size. I'm not sure if any of you have any experience with the Overviewer program for Minecraft that allows you to output your map file. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas on how I can reduce that. I can't seem to find a way, because my map is so big, it wants to render 15 zoom levels. It's like, okay, well maybe I don't need all 15 of those. Is there a way I can exclude some of those without totally messing up the way the plugin works or something like that? So I'll be looking into that, but that is something else that you guys can look forward to in the near and not too distant future. Indeed. Ooh, what's this over here? Hello. Just a pool of water. But this looks like this is going to collapse. Woof. Whoop. Whee. Sort of. Alright. Let's break these shears once and for all. Open up an inventory slot. Hey. Yoink. Nope. Trying to get all the white wool because it stacks up better. Nope. And nope. Dang it! These shears are so robust and dependable. Oh, now I've got more than a stack of white wool. Dag nabbit. Let's do that. That. I don't need that. Elevated hidey hole. Boop. And a boop. And a boop. And a boop. And the sun is setting, so let's go to sleep. And awakeness. And Wolfie is ready to go-ness. Aha. So, yes. Let's do that and that. Okay. Where else was I going with what I was talking about? The worms are dead. Yeah, I uploaded a new Microsoft Flight video, for those of you who might have missed that. And also, I guess, spoiler alert, last night, me and Gleason9 got together and tried out the multiplayer of that, so look forward to that video. Hopefully before I leave for Florida, I'll try to get that up. But it's interesting. We found that, like, when you get into multiplayer, there isn't any, like, multiplayer activities or games to play. It's basically, you're playing the single-player version of the game, but there's somebody else. There goes the shears. Thank you. Now you're going to be killed by Wolfie. Indeed. So, yeah, but we still managed to find find ways to have fun and try to do some formation flying and things like that. But yeah, look forward to that. Probably the middle of this week as well. Let me start answering some questions here before I just ramble away another episode. Canadian Man 54321 asks another series of questions. Something I keep kind of answering questions from the same people. I think it's because they're very good at asking questions. So I apologize if I'm not answering your questions, but think of better questions maybe. I am such a jerk. But yeah, Canadian Man 54321 asks, what do you put on your hot dogs? I famously always refer to myself as eating either hot dogs or pizza. But here in Chicago, surface iron. Very nice. That would have been helpful in the Ultra Hardcore series. I'm getting a little low on iron, so I guess... Oh god, okay, I'm going to have Wolfie sit down, because I'm going to accidentally give him a pickaxe in the face. In the face! Let's do that. That. There's no more. Ooh, this is a good, healthy chunk. What do I put on my hot dogs? For those of you who don't know the Chicago-style hot dog, everything. Basically, everything except ketchup. If you are over the age of 15 and you still put ketchup on your hot dog in the Chicagoland area, you will get made fun of. But yeah, you know, tomatoes, relish. Ooh, whoa, look at all this surface iron. Wait, sit down. I don't want to kill you again. There we go. So yes, what am I saying? Oh, tomato, pickle, relish, sweet relish, whatever you want to call it. You know, a hot pepper, maybe, mustard, onions, anything really. But yeah, pretty much if I go to Portillo's or anything, I just get it, you know, a hot dog with the works, you know, with everything. So that's usually what they put on hot dogs. And I know there's different kinds. I know there's down south they'll put like coleslaw on a hot dog, and I've tried that before. When I went to Arizona, in Tucson, there's a place called El Güero Canelo, I think it's called, El Güero Canelo, or Guero Canelo, something like that. It was actually on, I think, Man vs. Food or something like that, and that's where I first heard of it. But when I went down there, I tried it, and they have the Sonoran hot dog, which I guess is a kind of a spin on a Mexican hot dog, where it's a hot dog, but it's wrapped in bacon and fried, and then, you know, put on a pretty big bun, and then they put I think they put beans and what else do they put on it? I think there's guacamole on it. I think there's also green chili and all this other stuff. That's a really good hot dog. It'll send you to an early grave, but I enjoyed the Sonoran dog, as it was called. But yeah, that's one of the things I'd like to. When I do travel, I do try to find out what the local cuisine is, and try to find. Each area has a different style of hot dog, so yeah, that's something to try out. Whoa, easy there, frame rate. There we go. Woof, yeah, I know, that was crazy. So yeah, that's what I personally put on my hot dogs. His other question is, have you ever left American cheese? American cheese? I have never left my American cheese in random places. No, I guess he means, have I ever left America? Yeah, I mentioned this before. I went to Mexico a few times, and I went to the Dominican Republic once, and that's about the extent of my international travels. I suppose going to Europe at some point would be interesting, but I, at the moment, don't really have any particular need to or want to. It's just not... I tend to like to travel to see natural things, like the Grand Canyon or hiking or mountains and stuff like that. I don't necessarily go to see like, ooh, I have to see Paris, or, ooh, don't let me punch you, Wolfie, or stuff like that. So perhaps, but right now it's not really on my list of things to do. So yes, that is when I have left American. And his final question is, what is your favorite Apollo mission? That's a tough one. I mean, they're all, well, there's not that many to choose from, first of all, unfortunately. But, Apollo 11 obviously is really, dramatic and kind of a big deal. I liked Apollo. There's a website, if you want to lose like a week of your life, there's a website called the Apollo Archive, I believe. I'll try to find a link and put it in the video description, but it's an archive and a transcript of all the radio communications, every picture taken on all the rolls of films that the astronauts had, and all of the television broadcast clips, and also audio clips of the radio communications between the astronauts and the ground. And I've basically sat there and just read through the transcripts as if it was a book, just because it's so interesting just to go through, and there's all this procedure, and okay, we're gonna, this soil sample 438A, and going over here, okay, and then there's the funny moments where they're actually just having regular old conversations, or one of the guys fall over and they start making fun of them, stuff like that. But I think Apollo 15 I can't remember now, seemed to catch my interest for some reason. I think that's when they found the Genesis rock, which is, at the time, I think it still was the oldest rock that was found. I think it's something like 5 billion years old or something like that. They've dated it and stuff like that, but I think that was Apollo 15. I'm bad at reciting. Wolfie? There he is. Yep. I'm bad at, memorizing these things off the top of my head. I should have looked this up before I started recording, but I didn't, as I rarely do. And then you guys can berate me in the comments, but I made another boat, didn't I? Yep. Boop. Woof. So yeah, those are the questions from Canadian Man 54321. I think it's actually yesterday was it the anniversary of Apollo 16, I think. Quasi-related, but yeah, that just popped in my head right now. Another series of questions. This one from somebody who I've answered questions from before as well. Diatalk asked, what is the most outgoing thing you have done in your adulthood? Outgoing thing. I'm not sure. Hello, giant tree up at the cloud limit. I'm not sure what that means, to be honest with you. I mean, I suppose the most outgoing thing would be this YouTube channel. I've never done anything where I have, an audience, a potential audience of whatever, 40,000, however many I have right now. But, each of my videos maybe gets 10, 20,000 views. So I think this is the most outgoing thing I've done. I suppose I gave that kind of presentation that I mentioned a while ago at my astronomy club. Careful, Wolfie. That I guess, is what you consider outgoing. Yeah, I don't know what you consider outgoing. I don't know if you think, like, outgoing as in exciting, as if I've gone skydiving or anything, which I have not. Or just outgoing as in the most social thing, or, like, the most kind of something that might make somebody else nervous or something like that. So yeah, sorry if I'm answering your question wrong, but I guess I'll just continue on to the next one. I ask, is there anything that you irrationally fear? Is it already getting dark out? What's going on? Woof. Yeah, I know. I'm really confused too, Wolfie. Really confused. This is a nice flower patch. Let's make our hidey hole here. Sit. Well done. Let's go down into the depths. Let me actually... Oh, I actually need more. I threw away the stone. I need a furnace to cook this iron. Iron! Boop. And a boop, 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 boop. Irrational fears. I mentioned before thunderstorms, lightning. Oh, more iron. How fortuitous. Lightning at night. I don't know. It's getting kind of dark. I might have to continue this question next time, but yeah, let's make a furnace. Boop, 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 boop. Let's get this started first. Oh, I'm running away from myself. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. The keyboard kept me running backwards, and I couldn't do anything about it. Hello, Iron. How nice of you to join me here today. Oh, I have a feeling this might go into a cave or something. Yoink. And I'll fill you in with cobble. Alright, 18 iron. That's pretty good. I need more coal than that then. Alright, I got that going. Let's make some beds here. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I was going to say, where's my wood? I am near a cave. I hope it allows me to sleep. Of course, in this version of the game, it's actually going to spawn a zombie next to me if that's the case. So I must be ready and prepared. But yeah, thanks for those questions. I'll continue your questions in the next episode, Diatalk. Sorry for getting cut off there. Zombies. What else do I need to do? Let me make a boat while I'm at it. And I will remind everybody, including the zombies, to head on over to farlandserbust.com to contribute to Child's Play charity. That's amazing, all the contributions so far, and I know the delays, I keep delaying, but I will get this 20% video up if it's the last thing I do. So look forward to that next week, or this week. It's Sunday already. Yeah, and I'll keep you updated on the status of my plans heading to Florida for the SpaceX NASA Take 3, SpaceX NASA social event. And yeah, we'll have fun with that. So, until then, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. I appreciate it. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Zombies.